Welcome everyone to the latest Coffee Break webinar by RIB CostX. My name is Francesca Nottingham and I am a CostX consultant in RIB software. As you can see on screen, this month's topic is custom reports. So this video is a little different to the others as it's less of a tutorial and more of a showcase as to what CostX can facilitate in terms of reporting. For those of you who don't know what CostX is, or for those who have never used it, CostX is a fully integrated measuring and estimating solution with universal applications, supporting everything from hand-drawn sketches to PDFs, DWGs, all the way through to 3D models, BIM files and everything in between. As we can see from this matrix, RIB CostX is available in a variety of licenses, ranging from offering all functionality to a fairly limited option depending on your estimating requirements. Delving deeper into each functionality, let's look at the components, breaking down how each of them are cohesive with one another, bringing you an all-in-one service. You have your takeoff options to start with. Whether you're using 3D, BIM or 2D drawings, CostX provides accurate data enabling you to utilise this data within your workbook. So our workbooks are just like Excel spreadsheets, but they are our own version. They still have the ability to use formulas and functions, making them very easy to navigate and use. We then have revisions tracking. Now this offers an accurate method of comparing a previous revision with a new one, giving you multiple ways to highlight, identify and quantify any changes, meaning you're always up to date with the latest cost implications. Once you've completed your estimate, you then have the opportunity to produce a report. Now we offer various standard report templates for you to use. Alternatively, you can customise your own report, producing a professional quality output. Don't forget to check out the RIB CostX YouTube channel where we upload our coffee break webinars, and you can also subscribe so you get notified of the latest videos and kept up to date with the newest features and how-to tips and tricks. So, this month's webinar, as previously mentioned, we will be reviewing custom reports. Firstly, let's talk about what I mean by custom reports. So these are reports that can be run directly from the system which display data from your workbook based on what you want represented. When can we use them? So once you've completed your workbook, you have the opportunity to run a report. Now this workbook can be anything from a cost plan to a bill of quantities. Topics explored in this webinar: standard reports, the capabilities of custom reports, and different outputs. So let's take a look at custom reports. So firstly, I'm going to explain what I mean by reports. So the normal kind of workflow with CostX is that you start with your dimension view, you add in your drawings and you complete your takeoff in your dimension groups. Once you've got that information, you then go to your workbooks, you add a workbook, and then you start pulling this information across to build up a idea or an analysis of what you're trying to look at cost-wise. So you can either have a cost plan, you can use this as a feasibility study, you can use this to analyse any cost movement between stages, you can use this as a bill of quantities. Now, the example we've got here is a cost plan. This is in the structure of NRM. So all we've done is we've used our phraseology, so we've used NRM1 to get all the different levels of information across. We've pulled this across and we've also pulled across the quantity information as well. So we've got our complete estimate here. So we've got our cost plan. So with CostX, you do get a number of standard reports available. So all you need to do is just head to your workbooks tab, head to the reports button, and then you can choose the drop down here and you choose the first option, so print workbook to report. So there are a number, this is just an example, there are a number of standard reports that come with the system. These are already in here, you don't necessarily need to add them in, but you can add some in. We do have some extra ones available, so if you head to our tech web, which I will just show you now. So if you head to our tech web and go to the samples and templates page, this is free to all our customers. If you have a serial key, you just use that as your login. There's no passwords. This is free to anybody who has a license. Down here, you can filter what you see. So I'm just going to filter this to reports. And as you can see, I've got many different reports here that I could use, which are just sort of standard reports that we've created for you. For example, we've got some here which show the rate build-up. We've got some which show the quantity build-up, and others showing just examples of analysis for your cost plans. So if I go back to CostX, so you can actually create your own report. So you can give it a name, title, put it in a folder, and basically select the different columns that you would like included. So you can select which columns you want from your workbook to be included in your report. Now these are pretty basic. They literally just give you the information, very limited in terms of customization, but that option is available to you. What we're looking at specifically in this webinar is custom reports. Now I'm going to show you a range of different options, starting with something quite basic, then we'll look at more advanced examples and different outputs as well. So if I come out of here and then go into our standard demo reports in this folder, and what we're going to look at is just our estimate report. So this is a very basic one, but it is a custom one that we've created, which allows you to have a cover page for your report, also allows you to change the logo and any colour schemes as well. So if I go to generate this, press preview. So what it's done is it's captured the information from our workbook and put it into a simple yet effective report. So this is our cover page. It's just quite a simple image with our logo. It also contains the title of the workbook as well as the title of the actual building that you're working on. We've also asked it to put in the date as well. So if I scroll down, we've got a summary to start with, again with our logo in, and we've got a couple of little features with our sort of blue colouring. Our headings are in kind of a grey colouring, and what we've done is we've actually made this hyperlinked. So if I clicked on a section, let's go to external walls, for example. If I click here, it will take me to that page, so I can see exactly what's happening with my external walls. And as you can see, it's given me my quantity, unit, rate, and amount. So those are the columns that it's captured that information from. Now you can have different versions of this. You could have a comparison report where it showed you the new amount versus the previous. Could also show you different information if you use your user columns, for example. You can alter this to bring in more information if you need to. But as you can see, if I scroll down, it's just going to go through all the different sections. So don't know if you remember, but in the workbook, these are our headings. They follow NRM, and the information underneath was from our level 2 information. So you can actually adjust this as well to capture information as far down as many levels as you've used. We've also got a total at the bottom of each section. And what we've also got, if I scroll down to the end, there's some narrative information. So you don't always have to have, quantity or rate or all of those columns included. It can literally just be a description column, and you can put in your clarifications and exclusions and documents used or drawing register, whatever you need to include in your report. So that's probably our more basic one, but it is certainly useful. Like I said, you can customize the logo, any colorings, the cover page, and you can change it as well to capture the columns that you want it to capture, depending on what you need. So that is available to you as well. Okay, so looking at something a bit more advanced, we do have a option to display this a different way. So in a landscape orientation, also discloses a bit more information. So if I go back into this workbook, I'm just going to demonstrate, go across here, we've actually got some carbon information. So this has been captured from our carbon rate library. And as you can see, I've got a little code next to each of the headings. So I've got a CH. That means that information is going to be put into a chart into my report. So this is a bit more advanced, got a bit more in terms of graphics. But we just want to show you what is capable from the software. So you can have graphs, you can have charts, you can have tables, you can have, we do have a wide range of customization for your reports. So if I just show you what this one looks like. So again, go back into your reports. Okay, so as you can see, different orientations. This one's landscape, different type of image. It's actually just our logo page. Once again, it's captured the workbook title as well as the building title as well as today's date. If I scroll down, we do actually have a contents page. So this is what the system's capable of. You can actually have numbers here. So we've got this in sections, but if you wanted the page number, we can actually do that and it automatically be generated as well. If I scroll down, we've got our elemental summary. So this is once again hyperlinked, so you can see I can click over these items and go directly to that page. We've changed the heading, so we've got blue now. So again, this can be customized. Anything that's branded to your company, any color scheme you have, we can adopt. Same with fonts as well. We can change the font if you have a specific font in your branding guidelines. Depends on what you need. So like I said, this page column, this is automatically being generated. So the report has actually worked out on which page this item is going to be. Obviously, if you enter in more information and information or data gets pushed down, then these numbers will sort themselves out. We've then got the information from the amount column. We've got it working out the cost per square metre and the percentage as well. If I scroll down a bit more, this is just the continuation of our elemental summary. So I've got a total costs. So this is a cost plan, a typical cost plan. If I scroll down a bit more, then we actually have a carbon summary. So the information that I was showing you on the workbook using our user columns, I used a rate library to create my carbon information. I used user columns to host that information, and that's where we've told CostX or told the report to get that information from. So if I scroll down, again, it's just a continuation of that carbon summary. So if I scroll down a bit more, we can see carbon charts. So like I said, you can have charts available, you can have graphs available. Graphics we can do, we can, if you have graphics in your reports already, so if you've got charts or graphs or tables, then we can get that into the report as well with any type of colour scheme. Doesn't have to be sort of generic, and yeah, you can choose whether you want a legend here or not. You can change the font, so on some of these it might be slightly difficult to see the percentage because of the colour scheme. You can change the font as well. Literally just depends on what you want. So customization is pretty flexible, should be able to accommodate most of your needs for your report. If I scroll down a bit more, then we've got some detail. So this again has gone down to level 2 of the workbook. Again, you can adjust this if you need to, and it can go down into further levels depending on what you need. So this is sort of a different style, giving a bit more information, a bit more advanced. Obviously it's got our carbon data in there. If I scroll down, you can see as well it's got the narrative for exclusions, etc. in there. So yeah, a bit more advanced, gives you a bit more of an idea as to what we can create. We do also have different outputs. So this can be saved to Excel, can be exported to PDF. It can be saved in a few different formats, as you can see here. All depends on how your report has been written. So we do actually have an option. So this is available at an extra charge. This is our bill of quantities output, which I'm going to show you now. So I'll close this and I will just find a project with some BQ examples. So we've got 2 different workbooks here. We've got a 2 level 1 and a 3 level 1. So we'll use the 3 level 1 in this demonstration because we've used a couple of level 2s for the last couple. So we'll have a look at level 3. So we've got our 3 bills here. If I go down a level, it gives me the headings. If I go down another level, it gives me the detail. Now you'll notice this has only got quantities in it. It doesn't have any rates or totals. If you did have rates and totals in, you do actually have the option to take these out of your export. So we're just going to take a look at how you would do that and how you can generate the output of an Excel document. So all you want to do is just head to your reports button again, print workbook to report. And then the one you want to select is we've got bill of quantities with Excel output. So like I said, this will be in your system if you have paid for it. And you can also get some things changed, so your logo, cover page, etc. We can have a look at changing those for you. So I'm just going to generate this, preview it. And this is going to capture the data from my 3-level workbook. So down to 3 levels. It's going to give me some options. So it's going to open up a systems dialog window like so, and you can see we've got some output options here. So I've got maintain headings, so I'm going to ask it to maintain the headings. Coding method, so this is if your workbook already has a code in it, so perhaps you've got a code library associated with a method of measurement that you've used, or perhaps you've just got your own internal code library that you need represented in your Excel output. You can choose to have this brought out with your output. Alternatively, you can have auto-reference. So auto-reference is going to ignore whatever is in the code column of your workbook code, and then it's going to add in its own referencing. So it's going to say bill 1 or page 1 and item A, B, C, etc. So and so on and so forth. So depending on what you want for your code, you select that. I'm going to leave mine as auto-reference. The next output, like I mentioned earlier, is priced or unpriced. So this is where if you did have information in your rate and total columns, you could bring that information forward. Or if you wanted it unpriced, so if you were sending it out for somebody else to price, you'd obviously want those left blank, then you'd leave unpriced. I'm going to leave it as default. Obviously, I don't have any information in there anyway, so it's not going to bring anything forward, so I will just leave that as is. Then we've got output format, so I can choose either PDF or Excel. So we've already had a look at some PDF, so we're going to choose Excel. I'm going to click OK. Okay, so here we have the front cover. We've got an image and we've got our logo. It's also carried forward the building name and the workbook name and also the report title as well. If I scroll down, we can see that it's put it into a typical bill format. It's also got our logo, which can be changed. And a header there as well. So this is what I meant by auto-referencing. So it's put letters against each specific item, and it's captured all of my columns that I wanted it to. Now in the amount, it might look a bit funny. It's kind of a formula that you can't really see all of. This will make sense when we put it into Excel. If you had selected PDF, that wouldn't appear. It would just appear with whatever it could capture from the workbook. But we need to put the formula in there for Excel to understand what to do in that column. So if I scroll down a bit, we can see these are actually all attached on the same page. Okay, so there's a collection at the end of each section or each page. So what we're going to do is we're going to export this to Excel. So I'm going to use my Save button and I'm going to select this option here. So Excel 97 2000 XP file, press this. You want to make sure you've got a page range of all and data grouping of like the reports, and I'm going to select open after export. Okay, now I'm going to call this one custom report webinar, but you can save it wherever you want to, you can call it whatever you want to, it doesn't matter, just so long as it's being saved as an Excel file. So I'm going to press save. Okay, and because I selected open after export, it should now be opening in an Excel document. Okay, so it's opened up on my other screen. I'm just going to bring it over. Okay, so as you can see, I've got a number of tabs here. This has separated out all of the different bills. So my front cover is page 0, page 1. I've then got my bill output. So if you had your own logo, that would appear there. And also you can see the formula has pulled across. So it's got this information. So if you had information in there, it would do the calculation for you. If you are to enter in something, so if I just put in anything here, then you can see it calculates that for you. So that is important. So if you want to export it to Excel, then that is what happens automatically. Okay, so each of the bills is all on one tab. What you can do is you can run a macro, which is going to rename these as the bill items. So you just need to go to your data ribbon. I've already got my macro selected, so I'm going to click on it. As you can see, it's changed the name. So I've got the cover, I've got bill 2, I've got bill 3, bill 4, and then this is my final summary. This has just taken the title of the building. So it's just the final summary. So this will automatically collect the information from bill 2, bill 3 and bill 4. So you don't have to enter in any information. It just automatically does that for you. So that does come at an extra cost, but you just need to contact our sales team to understand what your requirements are and what we can do for you. So those are the different types of reports that are offered through CostX. I hope you're able to see what it's capable of. We have created some really nice reports for a lot of our customers with a lot of customization, a lot of detail, which is just integrated into their systems. Everybody in the business can use it as and when they've created a cost plan or a bill of quants, feasibility study, whatever it is you've created in your workbook, you can create it into a report. So contact us today if you'd like to know a bit more information about this, and we can arrange a chat with you to discuss your requirements. So thank you very much for listening.